History of Saranjana city and interesting facts. Saranjana city is famous as a magical city located in Oka Oka village, Pulau Laut district, Kota Baru Regency, at the tip of South Kalimantan. Saranjana is described as a city with modern civilization and can only be seen by people who have the ability of the inner eye. Many people report that they have visited Saranjana, and after entering the city are reluctant to go home. The story of this magical city is legendary for local residents of the island of Kalimantan or Borneo. Saranjana was recorded on the map of the Dutch East Indies, but its existence was not recorded on the map of Indonesia. Many people outside the island of Kalimantan are very curious about Saranjana's whereabouts. It even spread on social media that the city was caught on camera when a tourist was taking photos on Mamek Hill, Sarung village, which is about 11 kilometers from Kota Baru. History of Saranjana city. Quoted from the scientific article Saranjana in Historical Record, the city's invisibility in Pulau Laut, South Kalimantan, the existence of the city of Saranjana is a fact. History says that the German naturalist, Salomon Muller, in 1845 wrote and illustrated on a map entitled Kaart van de Kust-en Binnenlanden van Banjermaing tot behoorende zuidelijke Reize in het gedelte van Borneo, or a map of the inland coastal region of Kalimantan, that there was an area which he wrote as Tandjong Serandjana. It is located to the south of Laut Island, precisely Kerumputan Island, which borders the region, and Kijang Island. Initially, Salomon Muller was on a research trip to the world of animals and plants in the Indonesian archipelago. However, before mapping, it cannot be confirmed whether Salomon traveled to Tandjong Serandjana. The second version regarding Saranjana is from Pieter Johannes Veth in the Aardijkskundig woordenboek van statistisch en Nederlandsch Indie dictionary, Bewaard naar de Jong Saint en Best Berichten page 252, which writes Saranjana, on de kop Oostzijde van Zuid-Poeloe, welk island on Borneo's Zuid-Oost punt is gelegen Saranjana, cape on the south side of Poeloe Laut, which is an island located in the southeastern part of Kalimantan. The people of Borneo believe that if someone deliberately looked for Saranjana's whereabouts, most of those people would never find her. This is a myth that is widely circulated in society. The third version, in the article, explains that Saranjana is closely related to the myth or legend of the Halimun Island Kingdom, whose character is King Pakurindang and has two children, namely Sambu Batung and Sambu Ranjana. In this legend, it is said that Sambu Batung and Sambu Ranjana fought, and to mediate between their two children, King Pakurindang gave them power. The king gave Sambu Batung the power to rule over the human world by being reincarnated into Mount Sebatung, while Sambu Ranjana was given the power to control, live, and build the magical city of Saranjana. From this story, the name Sambu Ranjana underwent an evolution or change in pronunciation to Saranjana in the local language, which was then believed to be a modern magical city. Interesting facts about Saranjana city. Discussing the existence of Saranjana city is quite interesting for the public. Saranjana has become a public topic of conversation both on social media and in the outside world. Here are some interesting facts regarding the still mysterious Saranjana, origin of the name Saranjana. Viewed from a linguistic point of view, the names Saranjana or Saranjana and Saranjana, in Dutch records, have similarities with Saranjung. The Saranjana area is in the South Sea territory, while Saranjung is in the northern part of Corsica Island. The two only have the word nest in common, and there is no data to show that the two areas have anything in common. Based on terminology, when compared with Indian vocabulary, the word Saranjana means given land. However, this also has nothing to do with India, because there are no facts that have found any remains of cultural manifestations resulting from Indianization on Laut Island. From the history explained previously, The origin of the name Saranjana comes from the story of King Pakurindang, who had a son named Sambu Ranjana and was given the power to build a magical city called Saranjana. The magical city of Saranjana is on the map of the Netherlands. As previously explained, the city of Saranjana is found on a map made by Salomon Muller in 1845 entitled Kaart van de Kust-en Binnenlanden van Banjermaing tot behoorende zuidelijke Reize in het gedelte van Borneo, or Map of the Inland Coastal Areas of Kalimantan. From this evidence, it can be ascertained that Saranjana's existence is true but has now disappeared. There are various versions of the location. It is still not possible to ascertain Saranjana's exact whereabouts. Some say that Saranjana is right in Oka village, Laut Island, which is close to tourist destinations and is considered haunted by the local community. However, another version also believes that Saranjana is located in Tamian Bay, Laut Island. There are also those who say Saranjana is in Kota Baru, South Kalimantan. The city is invisible unseen. Even though Saranjana is recorded on Dutch maps and not on Indonesian maps, its existence is still believed by the people of Borneo. The local people believe that the city is invisible or magical and can only be seen by someone who has high spiritual abilities and an inner eye. So, it is not known for certain what the original shape of the city was. The depiction of the city is only with picture illustrations, based on existing articles. This city has an advanced civilization with buildings that are taller and more modern than today. Believed to be a parallel world. Access to Saranjana is still a mystery to this day. Some people say that the location of the city is in a parallel dimension that is very difficult for humans to reach. The possibility is that Saranjana already has sophisticated technology so that it can penetrate the human dimension. Inhabited by astral creatures invisible. Based on myths or facts circulating, the city of Saranjana is inhabited by astral creatures of the Muslim jinn kind. However, there are also those who think that the city is inhabited by humans who have disappeared or simply disappeared. There is news that once someone enters the city it is difficult to return, and those who manage to return will say that the city is very advanced with very wide roads, magnificent residential buildings and a government system in the form of a kingdom. The majority of the people also follow the Islamic religion. The people are beautiful and dashing. It is reported that the people who inhabit Saranjana have a very beautiful and dashing appearance compared to women and men in general. Physically the same as other humans, and also friendly. The language used is conversational Banjar language. Often heard sounds at night. Around Mount Sebatung, at night you can often hear voices coming from Saranjana. The sound is like passing vehicles, music, and so on. If you are lucky, people will be able to hear these sounds. There is also news that there is a luxury car ordered by the Saranjana community from Surabaya, but the orderer is unknown. Then there was a story about a ferry carrying many passengers from Tandjong Serandjana, Kota Baru, but when it arrived at Bachalisan Harbor, Tanah Bambu Regency, it suddenly became quiet. The passengers were thought to be people from Saranjana. Has giant fruit. From the stories and myths circulating in society, the fruits found in Saranjana are many times larger than those in the real world inhabited by humans. The type of fruit is the same but with a giant size. It is said that if the fruit is brought into the real world, its shape will change to normal. Heavy equipment that has no owner. This story is the story that is most heard and spread among the community regarding Saranjana. In the 1980s, it was reported that the local government was shocked by the arrival of a large number of heavy equipment orders from Jakarta. This heavy equipment is very expensive and was ordered by someone at the Saranjana city address and has been paid for in full. Even though administratively the city of Saranjana is not in Kota Baru Regency. This story became legendary and is passed on by word of mouth by local residents until now. The story about the city of Saranjana was also made into an interesting film to watch. The film was released on October 26, 2023 Indonesia.